Hello. Alright, so I'm going to answer the two questions that she asked us in the lecture video. The first is, what do I think is most challenging about this whole process? And on a more broader level, I obviously think the IEPs is the most challenging. Being around special education a lot with my mom, I always remember hearing about why teachers always get burnt out, and it's usually because of the IEPs, because they're so tedious, they have to be very specific. It's very time consuming because depending on the number of students you get and the different type of levels they're at, that's always like a difficult thing to measure out too. But also, no matter how difficult it is important. It's nice to have a written out plan, to have it specific, what they need, what they have to work on, or what their problems are. So even though it is challenging, it is a very important process. But more specifically, what I think would be the most challenging about the IEP is having the parent involvement. Just being from experience, like I remember always hearing how in my mom's classroom, like, some families aren't interested, they don't really show up, they don't care, they aren't really interested in how they can help their student, or I mean not their student, but their child, and which is really sad. But also some students are homeless or just don't even have a caretaker to come support them or help them out or give any advice or suggestions on how to form their IEP. But also, on the other hand, you have some parents who are super gung-ho or like too stubborn to where they believe their child is one thing, but we know personally from experience and seeing them in the classroom that they're definitely not ready for this. Like, they want full involvement in classrooms, but in reality, they definitely maybe shouldn't be all in classroom. And then what is the most important part about IEPs? And I personally thought the goals were the most important part. We want to make sure that they are specific but achievable. We don't want to set their standards low, but at the same time, we don't want to set them so high that they aren't even able to achieve it. And if we set them too high, we don't want them to have a low self-esteem just because they didn't reach their goal. So that's what I think is important, is goals. Thank you.